Hey everybody, today we're going to do a video tour of my game room and my streaming setup so you guys can kind of get a peek behind the scenes of what I see when I stream and also see some of the games I have and that are coming up in the stream. The reason we're doing this today is because I was actually issued a challenge by none other than my good friend Fortefyre. So I'm going to do the video, we're going to cut to that, we'll do the tour, and then we'll come back and I will issue the challenge to the next person. Whoop. And there we go. We're going to start from, we're going to go right to left. We're going to skip one, but we're going to go right to left. So we'll start out here with my GameCube. We got The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, and Master Quest. It's a real disc, but it's a fake cover. It's a real, genuine fake cover that I made up myself because I bought it off eBay a long time ago. It didn't come with a cover, so I made my own. Anyway, and then we'll move on to the PS4 collection. We've got Final Fantasy X 10 and 10-2, the HD remasters for the PS4. We'll stream that at some point. Looking forward to it. Then, of course, behind that we've got GTA 5, Far Cry 4, great game. I haven't finished it. I still need to finish it. And then we got Destiny, which I didn't care for Destiny. Probably not going to play that anymore. Moving on to the PS3. We've got the Uncharted series, which is my favorite video game series on the PS3. And then we've got GTA 4. I like GTA games, as you can tell. We got Brutal Legend. This is a cool game. You're probably familiar with this. This was actually the main character was modeled after and voiced by Jack Black, who I'm a big fan of. Okay, his face. Maybe not the body part, the face. We all know Jack Black. It's not Jack Black's body, but that's kind of Jack Black's face. Great game, a lot of humor in it. Awesome soundtrack if you like classic heavy metal and thrash metal, things like that, which I'm a big fan of. So great game. If you like that sort of stuff, you might check it out. It's a good game. Then we got Little Big Planet, and we got Assassin's Creed. No, I'm sorry, Assassin's Creed. We lost Assassin's Creed. I'm so sorry. That's not good. Good news is, I'm sure it'll be okay. We'll check on it afterwards. I'm not cutting it out. Then we got a game I didn't realize I still had, Final Fantasy 12. I actually bought this a while back and never got around to playing it. I got rid of all my PS2 and all my PS2 games when the PS3 stuff came out. And for whatever reason, I didn't get rid of this one. Maybe it didn't sell, or maybe I just, it wasn't in the pile and I forgot about it. But I found this by accident the other day. Actually, a couple of weeks ago. Glad I found it. So happy about that. So we've got even a start to a PS2 collection, which I plan to grow. We're going to skip over this. I'm going to come back to it for a good reason, which I'll explain in a minute. We'll just start, let's go to the PC stuff. We got Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Awesome game. I was going to stream this. I haven't gotten to yet because I haven't gotten it to run stably on Windows 10. Keeps crashing on me. So if I can get that problem figured out, which I intend to get back to, then maybe we'll try to stream that. Great game. Then, of course, we got Half-Life 2, we've got Unreal Tournament 2004, old games, Battlefield 2, because most of my PC games are like on Steam and stuff. That's why these are a lot older. And then Battlefield 1942. I used to be in a Battlefield 1942 clan, and we transitioned to Battlefield Vietnam. Had a lot of fun back in those days. But when those games got old, I made a transition off of the FPS games and started doing MMOs, starting with World of Warcraft. And of course, I've got to have the Horde cover because for the Horde, I am a Horde man. We got I play Alliance 2 sometimes, or I used to play Alliance 2, but we got World of Warcraft, great game. Of course, we got Burning Crusade. Then we got Wrath of the Lich King. I loved World of Warcraft through all three of these expansions. And then came Cataclysm. I know some people like Cataclysm, some people hate it. I hate it. I'm sorry. It ruined the game for me. I quit after Cataclysm. I was kind of getting tired of it anyway. I know Blizzard is going to be releasing Classic WoW at some point in the near future. I'm going to keep an eye on that. I may pick it up. I may not. I'm not really into MMOs anymore, so we'll have to wait and see. Then, of course, I got these are just DVDs, the Star Wars Original Trilogy, my favorite Star Wars movies, some of my favorite movies of all time. And now we're going to move over to the PS1 collection. I saved these for last for a reason. And that reason is, for one, I'm especially proud of this collection, this bit, for two reasons. One is that all of these games I bought recently, and I bought them all with money I earned from my Twitch stream, so that makes them special. The other reason they're a little bit more special is because these are the first games I bought with the intention of growing a collection. All these other games are just games I just kept and never got rid of for one reason or another. They're all fantastic games. I love them just as much, and I consider them equally a part of my collection. But these were the first ones I bought, and we just started a few weeks ago with the intent of actually starting and growing a retro video game collection. So awesome. This game especially, this is one of my favorite games of all time. My favorite Final Fantasy, and probably my favorite RPG. It was my first RPG, Final Fantasy VII. We're going to stream that. We're actually going to stream all the Final Fantasy VII, or all the Final Fantasies that were original releases on PS1. Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy VIII, and Final Fantasy IX, which I've actually never played. We're going to stream those back to back at some point in the near future. So look forward to that coming up. Then, of course, you see a trend here with the Final Fantasy stuff. I almost have a complete PS1 Final Fantasy collection. We've got Final Fantasy Anthology, which is Final Fantasies 5 and 6. We'll be probably streaming these at some point in the future. I haven't determined when or made specific plans. We've already done 6 before on stream, but that was the SNES version. I've never played the PS1 version. Looking forward to that. We'll get to that in the future for sure. And then we've got Final Fantasy Chronicles, which is Final Fantasy 4 and Chrono Trigger. Chrono Trigger is probably my second favorite RPG of all time. We've streamed that once. That was actually the first game I ever streamed on Twitch, so that's a special game. And we're going to play that on PS1 because I've never played the PS1 version. We're going to stream that. That'll be the first game we stream when I get my capture card and we move over to real hardware. So looking forward to that. And we're going to do a back-to-back thing with that too, because as soon as we finish Chrono Trigger, we're going to go to Chrono Cross, which is a game I've never played before. So we're going to do those back-to-back, and then we're going to follow that up with the Final Fantasies back-to-back, like we talked about a second ago. So looking forward to getting to Chrono Cross after we do the Chrono Trigger. And then behind that, we're kind of getting away from the RPGs now. We've got Wild 9, awesome platformer that I remember playing as a rental back in the day. This was done by Shiny. They're the people that did Earthworm Jim for the SNES and Sega Genesis. If you like Earthworm Jim, this game's got a lot of the same style of humor in it. It's a lot of fun. I've not gotten very far in it, but I played it after we bought it as a test, and it's still fun. So we'll get to stream that at some point. And then we get to the Tomb Raider games. Now, I'm not a big fan of Tomb Raider, but I like Tomb Raider. But these two games, I didn't have fun with them than when I tested them out after I bought them. It's regrettable. It's not the graphics. I think the control scheme, I just didn't care for those old 3D controls on these games, and it made it kind of hard to play. Maybe I just need to get used to it and try them again, but I don't know. We may not get to those for that reason, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm not saying no, but I'm saying maybe not. And then we've got another awesome game that I've never beaten, but I have played, Resident Evil 2. This is a fantastic game. I played a little bit of it after I bought it. Had a lot of fun with it. I wanted to keep playing it, but I made myself stop because I want to stream it at some point. So I'm going to save it for stream. And the same thing with a lot of these games. I want to be careful. I don't want to lose another game behind there because that's not good for them. Anyway, let's move off the main shelf. That's kind of what you guys see during the stream behind me, and you're kind of familiar with that, I think. We'll move down to the bookshelves. Now, these are kind of embarrassingly bare, but we're going to go through them, and we're going to fill them up, by the way. Of course, these are just DVDs. We've got one of my favorite sci-fi series of all time, Stargate SG-1. That's seasons 1 through 8. Of course, we got the Indiana Jones trilogy. We got Rocky, A Few Good Men, and just some DVDs, some good DVDs. Then down there, it's just some boxes I kept from some of my hardware, my MMO mouse and a old motherboard I've had for a while. And then this, that's the joystick I used when I was in the battlefield 1942 in Vietnam clans, and I was kind of the ace chopper pilot in those games. So that was what I used most of the time. I played with my stick a lot in those days. Then we just got random bullshit down there. You guys don't have to worry about that. That's just all storage and stuff like that. That's just a bunch of random crap you guys don't care about. Then we'll move over to here. This is kind of the table that sits beside me. I've got some other stuff over there. That's my level. I use that to level my monitor when I move it around, and I'll show you the guys that in a minute. But my wife makes fun of me because I use a level to level my monitor because I'm that particular about having things, neat and orderly as far as that goes. There's my DSLR camera, of course, the tripod. There's the PS3 Slim. My PS3, the fat one, the 80 gig I used to have, it broke a long time ago, so I don't have that to use, but this is what we'll be streaming the PS1 games on, because it's got the HDMI ready to go. We just need the capture card for it, so that's what we'll be streaming the PS1 games on, and obviously PS3 games if we get to those. So that'll be awesome. My Zoom H4n recorder. This actually isn't mine. This is a buddy of mine, Otto's. You've seen him on stream before, but this is on loan from him. I offered to give it back to him. He said, no, you keep it. So I guess he just let me hold on to it. Then we got my SNES controller, my fake SNES controller, the Nintendo 64, fake Nintendo 64 controller that we use on stream. tissues for when I play sad games and I have to cry and blow my nose. Then we got my mixer. That runs all my audio through from my PC, and that goes to the mic, and that's my headphones. The Yamaha MG10XU, great mixer. Glad I bought it. I bought that also with stream money. So glad I have it. It's made a huge improvement to my sound. If you guys are really interested in having top quality sound, a mixer is the way to go. Get a mixer. USB mics are good, but they're not as good, and you don't have all these fancy controls to confuse the shit out of you. So anyway, I prefer a mixer. There's my SNES to USB adapter that we plugged into my ancient computer. Network switch. There's my computer. What's that? You don't see that. That's nothing, man. You don't want to look at that, man. That's nothing. That's not paraphernalia or nothing. But we got my clock here. We got my computer that's old as shit. You can see my PS4 sitting down there in standby mode. I love lamp. We got my lamp. And that's pretty much it for that side of the room. Now we'll show the computer setup here. There's another DS4 controller, my speakers. There's my my Logitech G810, I think is the model number of that RGB mechanical keyboard. Awesome. MMO mouse, G600 Logitech. I like the Logitech stuff. And then up here we've got don't forget my webcam. Oh, and my microphone. Fortefyre. Speaking of Fortefyre. Fortefyre dropped a couple huge donations on my stream, and that allowed me to buy this microphone that I use. It's a Ars Technica AT2020, great sounding mic. It's got the windscreen / pop filter on it now, and then of course my mic stand, which is it's a fake, it's a knockoff of that Rode mic arm, but yeah, it works pretty good for me. And now and my softbox light, yay! I'm going to blind you now. Sorry for the blinding. And then we'll show you the computer setup. I've already got it set up. This is what it looks like when I stream. So this is exactly what I see when I'm talking and streaming for you guys. I got my game over here, of course. Over there, that's the Streamlabs chat bot, which I can monitor chat through. So I can see the chat out of my left eye, game on my right eye. And then over here, we've got the Streamlabs dashboard where I can see when you guys do all the follows and hosts and bits and all and subscriptions and all that stuff. And then, of course, we got my OBS setup, which you guys know this part, but then, then there's all that good stuff. Yeah, that's what it looks like to me when I'm streaming. So you know what? Let's go show you the rest of the room. You guys want to see the rest of the room too, though. There's my futon. That's my futon. That's where we do couch streams and things like that when that comes up. It also, of course, it's a futon, so it folds out into a bed, and that's where I sleep when Mrs. Bud kicks me out of the bed for snoring, which happens more often than I'd like to admit. Then over here we just got a door, and that's the Wi-Fi coming in because I don't have it running through the walls. There's Coco's corner. That's Coco corner right there. That's her food and water dish, which I need to put some new food in there. That's from yesterday. That's a bit stale. I really enjoyed showing off my games for you and my streaming setup, and I hope you guys liked the video. Thank you once again, Fortefyre, for issuing this challenge to me. I've been meaning to do videos like this for quite a while now, so thank you once again, Fortefyre. And now comes the point in the video where it's time for me to issue the challenge to someone else. This was actually kind of difficult for me because when I thought about who I was going to challenge, several names popped up immediately in my head, and I have to pick just one though. So I decided to pick Hampsche. Hampsche is a good friend. He's an awesome guy, a great streamer from Sweden. He's full of heart, full of love. He is the heart of retro. Hampsche, I challenge you to do your own game room tour. Post the video on YouTube, and then post a link on Twitter with the hashtag Game Room Challenge, and then challenge someone else that you would like to see a game room tour of. And that's really all that's left. Thank you guys for watching. I really enjoyed again doing the video, and I hope to see you real soon.